Hi guys, so for this week's video, I'm going to talk about tsunamis. The tsunami I'm going to talk about is the Lituya Bay tsunami that happened in Alaska back on July 9th in 1958. This tsunami reached a magnitude of 7.8 million watts and occurred on the Fairweather Fault in southeast Alaska. It caused significant geological changes in the region, including areas that experienced uplift and subsidence. It also caused a rockfall in the Lituya Bay that generated a wave with a maximum height of 1,720 feet, the world's largest recorded tsunami. The impact was heard 50 miles away, and the sudden displacement of water resulted in a mega tsunami that washed out trees to a maximum elevation of 1,720 feet. It happened around 10 p.m., and the depth of this tsunami was 35 kilometers. They consider the tsunami a mega tsunami that included a combination of tectonic movements associated with the earthquake, collapse of a tidal glacier front, the possible sudden drainage of a subglacial lake on the Lituya Glacier, and the major rockfall that occurred in Gilbert Inlet immediately after the earthquake. Tsunami waves are surface gravity waves that are formed as the displaced water mass moves under the influence of the gravity and radiates across the ocean like ripples on a pond. A tsunami is a series of extremely long waves that caused by a large and sudden displacement of the ocean, usually the result of an earthquake below or near the ocean floor. This force creates waves that radiate outward in all directions away from their source, sometimes crossing entire ocean basins. The surface waves in the ocean ground motions begun almost immediately after the onset of the earthquake. For an earthquake of this magnitude, it would be expected that the strong ground motions lasted anywhere from 40 to 60 seconds or even 90 seconds. The wave hit with such power that it swept completely over the spur of land that separates the Gilbert Inlet from the main body of the Lituya Bay. The wave then continued down the entire length of the bay and into the Gulf of Alaska. The force of the wave removed all trees and vegetation from elevations as high as 1,720 feet above sea level. Millions of trees were uprooted and swept away by the wave. This is the highest wave that has ever been known. After this, a total of 5 people were killed in the event. 3 people died on the island at the mouth of the Yakutat Bay when the beach they were standing on subsidized 100 feet below sea level. The other 2 died when their boat was sunk by the tsunami at the bay. 2 other boats also were anchored in the bay that night. Those 4 people managed to ride out the wave. 2 were rescued from the boat that sank. The others managed to pilot out of the bay on their own power, but at great risk, as the weather continued to swirl unpredictably and was littered with millions of tree trunks that had been ripped out from the banks. How can we prevent these tsunamis? Avoid building or living in buildings within several hundred feet of the coastline. If you do live in a coastal area, elevate your home to reduce damage. Take precautions to prevent flooding and have an engineer check your home and advise about ways to make it more resistant for tsunami water. So in this picture, I pulled up what the Lituya Bay looks like. And right in here is about the levels of 1,720 feet that we can see in a different picture that I have pulled up here. I looked up also the damage that caused here, and those were kind of interesting as well. So yeah, this is like what people's property looked like, and this is what around the tsunami looked like. Yeah, so the tsunami took a really good impact in Alaska and caused a lot of damage as it had record-breaking high waves. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.